Well, first of all, thanks at all. Thanks to everybody for taking some time to attend this presentation. Again, my name is Antonio Perez. I am the Director of Sales for Latin America and Caribbean at NVT Phybridge. What I want to do today is do a brief introduction to our chariot families of switches and extenders. Basically, what we provide to you and your customers are Ethernet and PoE transmission systems, actually long-reach Ethernet and PoE transmission systems. What we try to do is make that IP migration quick, easy, and very cost-effective, okay? Basically, the two main features of our switches and what differentiate us from other switches you can find in the market are basically two things. One, as I said, is long-reach Ethernet. We're able to send Ethernet and PoE up to 600 meters, and also with many of our solutions, we're able to so you can basically leverage existing infrastructure. It can be at any IoT application. It can be security, it can be telephones, it can be Wi-Fi routers, it can be sensors, any kind of IoT device. All right. So NVT Phybridge is a Canadian company, and as I said, under Chariot we have three families of switches. You can see here in front. The middle is the Clear switch family. It's a series of managed or unmanaged switches that allow you to reach up to 600 meters and also allow you to reuse the existing coax cable. So for all those users that already have an existing analog CCTV system and they want to migrate to a PoE, allow them not only to reach up to 600 meters, but to reuse the existing coax cable. The right hand, you can see the polar switch. This applies a little bit more to telephony. I don't know if any of you work also with telephony systems. Basically, allows you to also to reuse the two-wire existing IoTM and migrate to an voice over IP, reusing that existing two-wire infrastructure, and also allowing you to reach up to 365 meters. On the Flex, we have also a series of managed switch, unmanaged, and some extended kits that allow you to use regular Cat5, Cat6, reach up to 600 meters point to point. Okay. Here we have a few of the partners. We are in partnership with many of the key manufacturers in both in the security and the telephony industry. You can see here Bosch, Axis, Avigilon, Hanwha, Hikvision, Aricon, or in the telephony world with Avaya, Cisco, Mitel, Unify, NEC. Okay. You can see some of the awards that we have received. On the right hand, you can see some of the case studies that we can provide pretty much at every vertical market. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit more at the end. So let's start with the Clear switch solution. You can see here we have a series of a 24-port managed switch, a 10-port unmanaged switch, and series of easy links or adapters that go at the IoT device, at the camera end, single or 4-port transmitters. So basically, again, when this customer who already has an existing coax infrastructure, which many times has runs that are over 300 feet or 100 meters, when this customer is thinking of migrating to IP, besides the cost of the IP solution itself, there is a very important investment in infrastructure if they had to rip and replace all that cable. It has to do with, obviously, with labor, new cost of cable, planning, professional services. If the runs are over 100 meters, that will include IDF closets with IDF backup power, cooling, etc., and backup power. Okay. So the Clear family, again, we have a 24-port managed switch, a 10-port unmanaged switch. The managed switch comes with a 24 downlink port, management and console ports, 2 ports, 2 giga Ethernet and fiber ports. And under power-wise, we have a power supply really powerful that delivers 500 or 1,000 watts. It's hot swappable. It allows to be used with AC or DC. It has power sharing and power management. So again, when that existing coax infrastructure user wants to migrate to IP, it can do it in 3 easy steps without having to touch not even 1 single millimeter of that existing cable. Basically, that customer was going to do is going to replace that existing DVR with an NVR. It's going to rack and configure our Clear switch at the head end. From the Clear switch, those existing coax cables disconnect at the DVR, connect directly to our switch, and at the other end, same thing, disconnect from the analog camera, connect to one end of our EasyLink, it has the B and C connector, and at the other end, RJ45 out to go to your new IP camera of any kind of IP device. Okay, so you have a little bit of a diagram here. You can use at the head end either a single transceiver, an EasyLink, or you can use an EC4. The EC4 is a 4-channel transmitter, allows you to send up to 4 cameras or 4 different signals using just one existing coax cable. Most of the times, you will be able to provide the PoE directly from our PoE switch. Again, it's a 100 megabits full duplex, allows you to reach 600 meters and delivers 30 watts of power. There's going to be cases where, depending on the distance, let's say you are using an IP camera outdoor that the power consumption is really high, you might need to add some extra power. You're going to be able to do that with an external power supply to deliver PoE at the camera end. Okay, so what I told you before, power-wise allows you to rack and to stack and daisy chain up to 4 of those switches to act as backup power and to balance the power. Okay, the EC10 is an unmanaged version of the same switch. Okay, it does exactly the same. The only difference is that it's unmanaged. Okay. This is a little bit of the distances that usually you can reach depending if you're using an RG55 or RG6 cables. Okay, you can see here with an RG59, which is the most commonly used, from those 30 watts up to 1,700 feet, which is more than 500 meters, you can deliver up to 17 watts. Okay. If you only have 1 or 2 devices where you want to extend, we also have extender kits, individual or a 4-port. Okay, you can use the AC4 at one end and just one single EC base connected to a standard PoE switch. The polar switch is a switch that, again, you can use at any kind of IoT applications. Usually, it's more used in the telephony side because it works over 2-wire. So kind of the same thing. We have a 24-48 port managed or an 8-port unmanaged. Okay. In this case, we allow you to reach up to 365 meters. Again, it can be used, and we have several success stories with cameras, with low consumption cameras. In this case, we're delivering only 15 watts, not 30, like the Clear switch, and you can reach 365 meters. Okay. Again, managed switch, 24 or 48 ports. You can see here it has an unphenol connector. I don't know if you're familiar with the telephony applications. We do exactly the same we did with the clear switch, where you already have an existing TDM telephony base. You replace that with a router or an IP PBX. You rack and install and configure our switch, disconnect the unphenol connector from the TDM, connect directly to our switch. And at the other, exactly the same, that RJ11 cable that is connected to the digital phone. You disconnect and connect to our PHY link adapter. To one side, it has an RJ11 connector, and the other side coming out, you have the RJ45 that is going directly to the new phone. This is the diagram with the managed or with the unmanaged switch. Okay. These are some of the IP telephony partners. If you work with any of those, specifically, I would recommend either Mitel, Cisco, or Avaya. We are partners with them. If you have any telephony applications, I would like to talk a little bit more with you, explain to you what kind of partnership we have with Cisco and Avaya, where they have our product included in their global list prices, or with Mitel, which actually they OEM our polar switch. Okay, this is some of the case studies specific with Cisco. We done the White House, a lot of hotels, ESPN, Royal Caribbean, many case studies in telephony. You can find some of the case studies in videos in our YouTube channel. And just to finish with the Flex family. The Flex family works on regular Cat5, Cat6, so we also have a 24-port managed switch and an 8-port unmanaged, and a series of single or 4-port extenders. Okay. The Flex switch, just like the other Chariot products, it has 24 downlink ports, it has stacking ports, management and console ports. It has the 2 gigabit Ethernet and 2 gigabit fiber ports, and exactly the same features when it comes to power. 500,000 power supply, hot swappable AC/DC, power sharing, and power management. Okay. This is a little bit of the diagram, where you can see here, in some cases, if let's say the cameras you're using are less than 100 meters, you can go directly from that camera to the Flex switch. It's just like a regular switch. If your distance exceeds 100 meters, you're going to have to use the Flex adapters, either the single or the 4-port, to extend that distance up to 600 meters. Okay, and again, just like the clear switch, you can power directly from the switch or with an external power supply right next to the Flex adapter. Again, you can use a single extender at the camera end, and you can use either a Flex Link if you need up to 50 watts of power, or the Flex C if you want to use for applications with less, or up to 30 watts. And if you want to do an extender, just one camera or 2 cameras, you can use a kit. The kit comes in a little box with the Flex base of the Flex Link and with the power supply. Okay, and again, exactly the same. The Flex 4 is a unit that again allows you to use to send 4 devices using only one cable. And last, the Flex 8 is a same version, but it's an unmanaged switch. Okay. All right. These are some of the distances you can reach. In the case of the Flex switch, we provide up to 50 watts of power, or PoE, per port. So you will going to be able to power really high consumption cameras. And just to finish on the technical part, we have, again, this is a layer 2 switch. All the Chariot families are layer 2 switches that allow you to manage that switch with all the regular features that a layer 2 switch offers. Give you all the port details, all the power information, uptime information, port description you can enter manually. You can either individually or universally power on and off all of the ports, or just one port. You can reset, log, unlog, etc. Okay? I'm not going to go into too much detail, but again, it's pretty much every single feature that you can find at a PoE layer 2 switch. Allows you also to do VLANs, and again, any feature, any of the regular features of a layer 2 switch. Okay? Just to finish, I'll tell you a little bit of a few case studies or success stories that we have. The Mexican government at the SAT is kind of the the government agency in Mexico that controls all the customs and all the entry ports in Mexico. We did a project with our Clear switch. We allowed them to migrate up to 8,000 analog cameras to IP. There were 8,000 cameras that were on coax, and by using our product, they were able to minimize the cost of infrastructure. They didn't have to touch any of the existing coax cable, and they were also able to accelerate that migration in more than 2 years. Okay. This bank in Colombia is the Bank of the Republic in Colombia. Same thing with access cameras. They migrated 3,000 cameras reusing this coax cable. This is a big Spanish retailer in Spain. Same thing. They migrated. So far, they migrated 8,000. I think it's going to be the total of the price is going to be about 30,000 cameras with access and reusing their existing coax infrastructure. We've done a lot of prisons in Chile and Santiago using the single flex extenders. They were able to extend the distances and avoid the need to use fiber for almost 800 cameras. Here's an example, so you can see that it's not only cameras or telephones in Japan at the Kansai airport. Using our Flex solution, they were able to extend over 200 sensors that were located distances up to 300 meters. And this is just another one of the TDM to Cisco Unified Communications examples. Okay. Just to finish, a few extra things more in the commercial side. We have a 1-year warranty included with our products, and we have additional maintenance plans of 1 year, 5 years, or lifetime. Also, from the commercial point of view, I want to tell you a little bit about our ACE program. This is a program that is going to allow you, as a partner of ours, to win more business. The ACE program includes the possibility to buy demo units. Demo units highly discounted, up to 78% off list price. Okay, the demo can be purchased for any of the 3 families that I told you: Clear, Polar, or Flex. It can be purchased for the managed or unmanaged switch. And the big advantage of buying a demo is that for your first project, the first project that you win, we're going to give you a first customer discount up to 30% off. If you do the numbers, just with this additional 30% off is more than enough to cover the cost of that demo. And finally, for any other projects that you have, we offer project registration. That project registration, depending on the value of the project, you can get up to 16% of discount. That project registration is very easy. Just go to our website. You're going to find the form to fill. It's going to take you 2-3 minutes to fill. It's going to come to us. We're going to approve. We're going to give you a code. And once you go and buy your solution through full protection, we're going to pass them that discount so they can transfer that to you. I just finished a few tools where you can find more information. Of course, first of all is our website, nvtphybridge.com. You're going to find a lot of information, all the data sheets, a lot of links to videos. You can download white papers, again, lots of information. We also have a YouTube channel where you can find also a lot of videos, many case studies, many application studies. So if you have some time, just go to our YouTube channel, and you're gonna find a lot of videos there. Also, a great tool for us is LinkedIn. We have I have a personal page and we have a corporate page where you're gonna be able also to find a lot of information. If you are a LinkedIn user, I highly recommend you to join or follow our company to see what's going on. And again, we also have a personal page, and we post a lot of information there, where we are, what kind of shows we're doing, what are the latest videos, what are the latest case studies. So again, if you are a LinkedIn user, I highly recommend you to join. This is my my business card, my contact information. So any questions that you might have, you can either call me or via Skype or send me an email. I will be very happy to help you with the design for any of your projects. Okay. Last of all, this presentation is available. So once I receive the information of the people attending to this webinar, I will be sending a link to WeTransfer so you can download this presentation. Okay. That was all today. I didn't want to take much of your time. It was just basically just a presentation, an introduction of what we have to offer. And I don't know if there's any questions. If not, again, you have my contact information there, and I will be able to help you. Just shoot me an email, or give me a call. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.